Sounds like a fun thing, isn't
Quotes from the Sith Lords for 300 Alex.
Here's some good ones. This is a Sith proverb. This is from both like legend stuff and canon. We take what we desire because we can. We can because we have power. We have power because we are Sith. That's a Sith proverb. Here's another one. This is Darth Treya that says this. If you seek to aid everyone that suffers in the galaxy, you will only weaken yourself and weaken them. It is the internal struggles when fought and won on their own that yield the strongest rewards. If you care for others, then dispense with pity and sacrifice and recognize the value of letting them fight their own battles. I found that quote fascinating. And you see elements of many philosophies that we see in real life, floating around in that. Like, why help other people? They need to be stronger. It's almost this only the strong will survive, and they deserve to live because they've don't care for others. Let them fight through it. And strengthen.
Yeah, and here's the to me fascinating part of that, because I'm going to tie this to something that happens in my classroom.
Yeah,
and that is every spring I give the kids an untitled article to read, and ask them to in one column, there's the original article.
Yeah.
And the next column, I want them to kind of break down and give a summary of that paragraph. And then ultimately they're saying do I agree or disagree with this?
Sure.
And they go through it, and then we have a discussion about what they agree with and what they like about it.
Yeah.
And the work is Mein Kampf.
Yeah.
And they're all of a sudden like,
wow,
holy I just believe that I'm siding with Hitler, And so it's a good lesson when you look at this, you're just like, that kind of makes sense.
I'm a Hitler follower now.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Exactly. So all that to say that you look at the stuff that we're going through with the Sith right now, and it can be easy for people to be led astray.
Well, and I think that's the brilliance of the story of Anakin Skywalker.
Right? Yeah.
He is love a bad thing? No, there's many religions that place love as a central tenet.
Right.
And he loved Padme.
Right.
And of course the Jedi would say, well, you shouldn't have had attachments. That was your problem.
Right.
Right.
But I think, Luke's attachment saved his dad. So it's this whole complex web of belief and love and compassion and philosophies, and it's fun to examine and to look at.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that's so interesting about the Anakin story is that it was actually a really good thing that he wanted, that he started to become obsessed over.
Well, I think we can make the argument that Anakin turning to the dark side was the most loving thing that he thought he could do at that time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And here's the thing, you look at the prequels, and so many people have bashed the prequels, but when you really start looking at the Anakin, there's some complexities to this story that are worth considering and worth talking about, worth thinking through. Anakin is so interesting because it is something I think we all as humans have made this mistake. We take something really good that's beautiful, right, and fine. It's fine, but then we love it and we want it so much
that we kill it.
We kill it, or we kill others, or we destroy ourselves.
Yeah, we become Lenny.
Well, yeah, I mean it's that kind of idolatry principle. It's a good thing, but I've elevated it up to be the most important thing.
Right.
And because it's the most important thing, I'll destroy the world to get
right.
it. And it's this gradual, a lot of people say that Anakin falls too fast. I think the pacing, and I'm sure there'll be people that disagree with me, but I felt like the pacing wasn't a problem for me. You can see the seeds of that in episode 1, and they continue to be planted and start to take root in episode 2. And episode 3 makes sense. He has set up this sort of idol, which is Padme from the beginning. And does he love her? Sure. But I think he's also made her this sort of object at the same time. It's fascinating psychology to look at.
She's going to be his savior. She's going to be what saves him, because his mother was taken from him. And so she has replaced that love in his life. And so it's easy to see he loves it so much, the idea of being loved by this woman, that he ends up choking her.
Yes.
As she's pregnant with his
Sith
baby.
Jeremy.
Well, and that's the thing,
Example
though.
two.
That's the thing. What makes Palpatine so brilliant is he sees the giftedness of Anakin, and he immediately identifies that thing that he can use to turn him.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And he basically says, "Look, here's this philosophy.
Yeah.
It's what you want. It's what it will give you.
Right.
What you want.
Yeah.
And at no point really, I mean, I guess Palpatine does like bend the. I always felt like he was sort of being truthful with Anakin. He wasn't telling him anything like necessarily like blatant, like a lie. He was just kind of saying, "Here's the Sith philosophy. Here's what I believe. Here it is." And it's fascinating stuff to watch Anakin kind of turn. But we have Sith Lords like a Darth Maul, who's really just, he's been fleshed out in the Clone Wars and Rebels, but in the Phantom Menace, he's just sort of this like assassin.
Right.
But when you look at like Dooku, there's a lot going on with him as well, where there's this real sense that like the Jedi are not going to get anything done. This is not working. I need to like bring about the end of this, and Palpatine maneuvers him to what he wants.
Right.
He was jaded from things not like the Republic kind of being stagnant. And,
Right.
He was sick of the hypocrisy of it all. And he wanted something. Palpatine,
He started at a good place as well, where
Exactly.
I just want something to get done. This bickering and inside fighting is getting us nowhere. We need to move forward.
Yeah.
And then he was played.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well,
just
and that's
used
what makes
as a
Palpatine so
puppet.
brilliant. And a brilliant villain, brilliant antagonist in the Star Wars story. And there's such mystery surrounding him. And we talked about that last week, and the Sith are just so fascinating. And I know we've been talking about, well, is Snoke Sith? Is he around, or is he something more? I think, we talked about this last week and we spoiled some stuff in the books, and we're not going to do that right now. But I think the more I was kind of reflecting on that conversation, I'm like, is Snoke more of the beginning of all this? Like, is he sort of more of the original Sith? And because in all the books, and especially in Aftermath and then some in Light, it seems to insinuate that Palpatine was trying to reach out to the edges of the galaxy to find something.
Right.
And I wonder if Snoke is what he's looking for. I don't know. It's just a thought. But it really, I think we haven't seen the end of the Sith, and I think we might even see the truest form of the Sith coming.
Right.
And it's fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Any other comments, thoughts about this here?
No, I mean, I think we've touched on it, and I think like they're bad dudes. Let's not justify, their methods.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
but I like them.
I know.
But I look good in black. They're the coolest
But
toys.
they're the bad boys, so
Yeah.
they're cool.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. All the girls that I tried to date in high school would have been going after the Sith.
They smoke
Sitting there studying my
cigarettes and
Jediism.
ride motorcycles and without helmets. And
I mean, Maul basically has that motorcycle in episode 1, right? Where he's like cruising around.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
He's got the little spiky horns and
Wow.
Yeah. So cute.
So we know what Bex is into.
Little tattoos, right?
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
that's it. He's just covered.
Well, thanks for listening to Unmistakably Star Wars. If you have anything that we missed and you want to add, please contact us on Twitter and Instagram at unmistakably.sw. You can find us online at unmistakably.starwars.com. Keep an eye out there for more content coming out. Also, we can use a review on iTunes. It always helps out the show.
7-star reviews.
7
and above,
stars.
please.
So thank you for listening, and as always, may the Force be with you.